Yo, what's going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new Locals feature match. Here we are in round 2 for February 17th Locals. We've got Labrynth versus Kashtira. Yeah, Labrynth versus Kashtira. Pure Kashtira, I believe. So, yeah, I feel like this deck is kind of making a very subtle comeback. Obviously, with Unicorn going to 3 and pretty much everything else in the deck being untouched besides a Rise Heart, you know, the deck still tends to be halfway decent, filled with a bunch of non-engine, right, etc., etc. So we'll see how this one plays out. I'm going to see the Chandraglier go ahead and set a Welcome Labrynth, Clock getting special summoned, activating that Welcome Labrynth, or Big Welcome Labrynth, I should say. And we'll see them get to special summon one from the deck. And it's going to be the lovely Labrynth. And as you can already probably tell by the way the hand is sort of splayed out from the Cash player, they are going to, you know, do the little hand rip play here, getting back both Clock and the Chandraglier to the hand. And they're going to hit a Book of Moon out of the hand. And Lovely will go ahead and use its other effect to go ahead and reset Imperm. And now they're going to go ahead and use Stovey Torby to go ahead and set another one from the deck. Looks to be another big welcome alongside a set Imperm down one card. And yeah, we'll see if the Cash Duelist can get through this. We'll see start by special summoning Kashtira Unicorn. Really not the craziest end board, if I'm being honest. For some reason, I feel like I remember Labrynth doing more, but maybe I'm just misremembering. I'm not sure. Imperm getting forced out on the Unicorn, I feel like that's probably always the best Imperm. You're not triggering its effect to get a free extra deck rip. Not that Labrynth really cares so much about that in this matchup, but still a good thing to be able to turn off. Try to keep them off of Birth, try to keep them off of Kashtira Theosis. But they do have Planet to follow up, and it looks like they ended up searching the Rise Heart, so they'll go ahead and special summon that to the field while they control a Cash. And I imagine they'll fire off its other effect. But it is not on summons, so they can go ahead and fire off this big welcome first. I mean, you know, doesn't hurt to do that necessarily, because that card has, at least in my experience, sniped certain cards out of my deck that I wish would not have gotten randomly banished off the top 3. So they will fire that off right now to bring out the silver, and it will bounce back the silver as well. And they'll get to proc, again, a couple effects since the card left the field by normal trap. And we'll see what order they decide to do them in. They just have 2 big welcomes in the grave, a Stovey and a Chandraglier. And it looks like they'll activate both of them, add special, and get to draw off the Ariana. And they can destroy one from hand or field with the Lovely. Yeah, it's like Chainlink. That was like Chainlink 4 right there. All off a big welcome, only resulting in a clear 1. Activating Kashtira Theosis, make sure that is not in the Imperm column here. Going to target the Unicorn, bring out Fenrir, of course. The best is still yet to resolve in this case for our Kashtira player. Getting to search now any Cash. And we'll see what they decide to go for here. They could go for Scare Claw, but they are just going to go ahead and yeah, they haven't normal summoned yet, I guess, so that makes sense. They can just go ahead and actually banish the Birth from the deck still. I mean, they kind of put them on have a way to get out another Rise Heart, which, I mean, fair enough. And triple Tactics talent to draw 2 on top of that. That's got to be pretty rough. And they banished the Birth from the deck there, probably because they have Theosis engraved. They could go for a Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation, which has a unique effect where you detach to pop a card, and then you banish a card from the graveyard. So how convenient that is. First, they'll go Battle Phase, because Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation cannot actually attack after you use its effect. I believe it's worded similarly to, what is it, Bahamut Shark, where it can't attack for the rest of the turn, not the entire turn you activate it. So they'll attack over Ariana, attack over the Stovey, and get him for 12. And they can clear the Lovely now by detaching Fenrir to pop, and then they'll get the banish from grave, so they'll banish Theosis. And Theosis is going to probably grab back that Birth here. Not probably, it is going to grab back that Birth to the hand. And Droll and Lockbird in the hand of our Labrynth player, which is a rather unfortunate hand trap to have, at least in this particular matchup. Activating Birth, bringing back Fenrir. And of course, they're going to slap a Zeus on top of this Dark Arm Dragon, because why not? It's a pretty damn good card to have in this particular matchup. The Unicorn really not doing too much. The Birth probably won't resolve. They don't really play that many spells in the Labrynth deck, maybe outside of Extravagance, if any. And Fenrir not half bad either. It looks like they're debating on activating this Shandrag Lear here before the Cash player ends their turn, and it looks like they will. They're going to go ahead and set Welcome Labrynth. And they'll get to proc the Coup Clock to add itself back to the hand. And of course, they could pitch that now, I believe, to go ahead and activate Normal Trap the turn it was set. So fire off this Welcome Labrynth again before the turn is over. Looks like they will not decide to do that. And again, the Zeus probably going to be the biggest threat here. The other cards you probably don't care so much about, if you're playing Labrynth right now, that is. So they will activate the Welcome Labrynth. And looks like it will resolve. So no Ash or Bell in hand, at least. Not that we know of. They'll special summon Ariana. Attempt the effect. And it looks like there is no response here just yet. I think I see a hand trap in their hand. It is, yeah, okay. It is Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. Not a hand trap we really see too often. I don't know how you guys feel about that particular hand trap right now versus something like Effect Veiler. But, I mean, I see why they play it in like the Kashtira deck. It's another level 3 tuner to pair with any of your cash monsters, like in the past, going for Baron, right? I understand that might be more beneficial than something like Effect Veiler. But, yeah, we'll see them Mourner. And then on res, both the effects of Unicorn and Fenrir are going to go ahead and resolve. At least try to. We'll see if they have anything to chain in response to that. They will activate, not activate Big Welcome, Engrave, which I want to double check the effect here. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Fiend monster you control, or if you control level 8 or higher Fiend monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, instead return that card to the hand. So looks like maybe they were debating on using Big Welcome to bounce the Ariana back to the hand to make the Fenrir miss its target. I can only assume that was the potential play there, deciding not to go for it. And the Unicorn will banish the Ariana face down, and, well, banish the Chaos Angel from the extra deck face down. Fenrir getting rid of the Ariana. They'll special summon the Silver, since they did activate a Labrynth card this turn. But Zeus has still yet to be baited out, but they could use Big Welcome now, and this will definitely force the Zeus here, which I'm not really sure how I feel about this play. Like, I guess you maybe let them bounce, because otherwise you just like lose all of your follow-up and you still lose the Zeus. Is letting them keep Silver Labrynth like really that good? I mean, maybe if their hand is really good, I guess, but either way, that is how that is going to play out. So we're going to go ahead and see Labrynth here just set one and pass turn. Not able to do much else this turn. And yeah, they do have Unicorn in hand, which is pretty damn good way back into Engines. So they'll just go start by special summoning that. And we'll see if they have anything on the summon of Unicorn. Looks like they do not, so they'll proceed to activate the effect of Unicorn to go ahead and search for a copy of Birth. On resolution, we're going to activate Droll, because why not? And yeah, they already know they're just going to banish Chaos Angel out of the extra deck. This deck is definitely known to play multiples. They'll activate Birth, And then they're going to go ahead and bring back Fenrir. And normal summon Ogre, and that is a lot of damage on field. Attacking for 2,800. They're deciding whether or not they want to activate the Welcome Labrynth. Looks like they won't even bother. And they're just going to go ahead and admit defeat. And we head into a game 3, where I imagine we'll see Labrynth decide to go first. Hopefully trying to set up some kind of power play. Also, shout out to Imperium Duelist. Don't forget to check them out. The link below. Discount code WARNINGKILLS 10 off at checkout. And the TCG player affiliate link, you guys know the deal already. Great ways to support the channel outside of just watching. So, yeah, I feel like that's what you really need here in this particular matchup for Labrynth. You need like a blowout setup. You need some like transaction rollback, like D-barrier type setup kind of thing. Even though D-barrier would actually be pretty good. I mean, you're still gonna have to deal with like Unicorn, Fenrir, and all that stuff. But like keeping them off Zeus, right? Off Dark Armed, probably gonna be pretty beneficial. So we're gonna see some standard Labrynth plays. They did discard the Aria there. It looked like off of the Stovey Torby, so they have that in rotation. We didn't see that on the last game, I don't believe, and they will decide to bounce back the Kuklok with the big welcome, try to rip a card out of the opponent's hand. It will force an imperm, so I guess the card, regardless, still did its job, but now we cannot use the other effect to reset normal trap. They will get to bring back the Aria since they activated imperm in response, and Stovey Torby will also get to get special summoned back. And they do have Droll and Lockbird in hand still, which, if I'm being a little honest, I think is a little surprising that it wasn't sided out. I think Droll is very, very hit or miss against Cash. I mean, if you hit, like, if they start with Prosperity, right, and grab, like, a field spell, and then you Droll them, I think that's, like, your best case scenario, but then you're just hoping they don't draw, like, Fenrir, Birth, and another Cash name, which they probably are. But like I said, that's like the best case scenario. So they decided to go into Muckraker to get back the Lovely on board to reuse its effect, you know, no longer under Imperm. Special summoning it back, getting to reset the big welcome and one other card, probably Imperm, I believe. And they still have that Droll and Lockbird just chilling in hand. So Fenrir will get special summon to the field. Start off our Cash player's turn. It's going to force out a big welcome. Fenrir definitely really above average card here. And we'll see what they decide to special summon and then return. They're going to go ahead and decide to bring out Silver. I imagine they'll just probably go summon, bounce, pop Fenrir, and put him on have, you know, a way to get back to Fenrir, I guess. It's a little risky, obviously, because you don't actually let them, like, resolve the effect of Fenrir to search. So you're just clearing it, hoping they don't have another way to it, which, you know, is likely that they do. So they'll go ahead and destroy that with Lovely. Get some cards back to the hand. And we're going to see Soul Release, which is a very, very popular side deck card against like the Snake Eye Fire King deck. Surprised to see that get sided in here, but it does, I guess, turn off a lot. Getting Big Welcome out of the grave, getting all the various names in the grave that float in and out of the grave, right? And also says target up to 5 cards in any graveyards and banish them, so they can actually banish their Imperm and their Fenrir, I guess, for what it's worth. I mean, you set up kind of like a birth target, I guess. They will normal summon out the Rise Heart and then Theosis by targeting the Rise Heart to go ahead and special summon a Unicorn. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and use Rise Heart's effect here to banish a Birth in the deck. That makes sense. So they don't have Birth in hand. They're just trying to get it back off of Theosis here. And, yeah, now they're going to go ahead and activate Unicorn effect, which, I mean, I feel like you'd probably have to imperm this. I mean, I guess now at this point, either way they're getting Birth, because now they can just go into Dark Armed, you know, detach, banish the Theosis, add back Birth. Where I feel like if you imperm the Rise Heart, then they don't have a rank 7 play, but then Unicorn is resolving, and they're getting Birth anyways, and then they're bringing back Fenrir, so yeah, I guess damned if you do, damned if you don't in this situation. Very, very tough spot to be in, so they're just going to go for Dark Armed, Battle Phase attack over for 18, And now Zeus, of course, is live here in the main phase 2. We'll see if they decide to go for it. Detaching Unicorn, popping Lovely, banishing Theosis, adding back Birth. And they really don't have much follow-up. They have Bell in hand, and they have Birth. So, obviously, if you go for the Zeus play, you know, you've one send Zeus against a couple cards in hand here. And if you do Zeus, obviously, you are losing your Birth. And with that, you're losing a tremendous amount of follow-up. So, it looks like they won't decide to commit for the Zeus. I mean, of course, they still could overlay for Zeus, right? Just because, in case something gets destroyed, they can, you know, attach something and make it live later on if they need to. But right now, it doesn't look like they're going to go ahead and do that. They're just going to go ahead and activate Birth, bring back Fenrir, and they have not used the effect, of course. So Fenrir effect here to go ahead and search. We'll see what they decide to grab. Maybe Unicorn just for follow-up, just to guarantee the follow-up if all else fails. It looks like they'll just go ahead and grab a copy of Ogre, and they're just going to go ahead and mid defeat there. Realizing that they're probably just seeing the writing on the wall. So we're going to see the Kashtira deck, Pure Cash in 2024, taking the match here over Labrynth, a deck that was definitely favored, I feel like, a month or so ago. And at least at my locals, really hasn't been doing a whole lot. I'm sure there's Labrynth decks out there at big events that might be doing well, but it is what it is. So last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members who are Robin's Assistant, H8 Cyber, Misfit Green, Cadillacs, and Pony Stark. Thank you guys, like always, for your very, very kind support of the channel.